I talked to a lot of women that are so afraid to get bulky, starting working on my writing.
Because I really thought I gained body mass.
We were told that we shouldn't eat that much, right? You know what I'm gonna say about peanut butter? It's organic, right? My husband said it was organic.
They lied to me.
They didn't lie. I'm gonna check on my energy bites.
It's approved.
Welcome to my Tuesday. Welcome to another vlog. We started as usual. I went to the gym this morning, but as you can see, I'm still wearing gym clothes. I did take a shower, just to be clear. This is not the same attire I was wearing this morning. I came back, I took a shower, and I'm wearing gym clothes actually because let me get away of the noise. Not that much, right? I have to come back to the gym for my body scan. We do that each 6 weeks-ish, I would say, so they can check my body composition and I know how much of fat, how much of muscle I have, and it's always good to have data. Data helps us to make decisions, right? It actually took me longer this time because right after the last one, I got injured. If you're not new here, you know my whole saga with my back injury. You are probably tired of hearing me talking about that. And if you're new here, nice to meet you. I'm Luciana Couto. I don't like to tell you what to do or what to eat. I rather share my life, my routine, so you can get inspired to live a healthy lifestyle. But anyways, right after I had my body scanned the last time, I got injured on my back for the second time. So I was recovering and then coming back. That's why it took me so long. Since then, I improved my protein intake even more. If you know me, you know that we eat a lot of protein here at home, but I did improve a little. And in the last 6 weeks, I've been working out specific for hypertrophy, which means I was trying to get more muscle. I think I got to a place where I'm satisfied with. I don't want to go any further. I don't want to get bulky or anything. Oh, and just so you know, it's always a good idea to talk about that. I talked to a lot of women that are so afraid to get bulky when they lift weights. And just saying, it doesn't happen overnight. It's really hard. You have to work out a lot. And even more important, you have to eat a lot. And you have to eat the right food to get there. So don't worry. Lift weights. It's one of the best exercise that you can do. Don't be afraid. And like me, when you get to a point where you feel satisfied, just take a step back. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go there today to analyze my body because it's always a good idea to have data. And from the data, I can come up with strategies for my next steps. I mean, to maintain my body composition. But let's get this day started. And start the day for me means starting working on my writing. I'm still editing my novel and I'm gonna be editing for a long time. It's the first time. If you're new here, I wrote a novel last November, the first draft, and I'm working on editing to have the second draft, maybe the third, maybe the fourth, because it's my first one. I don't have any experience, but I am doing for fun, and I always advocate for you to do things for fun with no expectations, and I'm having fun actually. So yeah, I have this, and I like to do early in the morning so I can be free to work on other things, on the other tasks I have for my work. So let's start. Time to go to the gym and get this out of the way.
He said I have to eat more. More than I already do. More protein, even more.
How much protein are we eating?
Between 115, 130. But he said I have to.
I said 132 would
132 would be the
the
minimum.
minimum. Kind of makes sense, right? Let's go.
I don't know. No, that's the thing. I already eat more than 2 per kilo I have.
It's 1 pound, yeah.
But he said,
It needs to be more.
because no, he said that from what he sees me working out, I should eat more. He said I work out pretty intense, so I should eat even more. That's the thing. It's not that I eat little, it's just because I work out a lot, so I should eat more.
Okay, makes sense. Was everything fine, right?
Yeah, no, everything's fine. I was just, yeah. I have to compare because I really thought I gained body mass from my perspective, but I don't think so. I have to see. I have to compare.
Lunchtime. So, oops, I have the leftovers from last night because I cook double. The more you have your meals figured out, the less chances you have to eat things that are not in your best interest. I always cook double for dinner, so I don't have to think about it when it's time to have lunch. And can you imagine if every day I would ask my brain what I'm gonna eat today for lunch? Yeah, so I don't have to even think about. So choose one meal of the day, the one that it's easier for you, and cook double so you don't have to worry about the next one. So the results today, the results I got this morning, I think they are a good example on how it's important to have data supporting us. The more data we can get, the better. Sometimes we need simple data, actually. I know this type of body scan, it's something that my gym offers to us, so not everybody has access to it, but sometimes it's as simple as tracking our macros, our food intake, and we already have so many insights from it, especially if we are in the beginning of our wellness journey. If you don't do anything and you want to start to live a healthier lifestyle, tracking your macros is already a huge step. And I always say it brings way more results than just like cutting your calories or just working out or just eating this or not eating that. I mean, knowing yourself is always the best first step. And about the results today, of course, the the moment I got the results, I got shocked because the last few weeks, I would say the last few months, I've been working more. So I was really expecting a better result. Not that my results are bad, of course they're not. My body composition is excellent, my metabolic age is great, but yet I was expecting more because I was doing more. So it's time to analyze, regroup, and come with another strategy. And actually, analyzing it starts by understanding the why behind and thinking about it. And I was talking with my trainer, talking with my husband, and of course I was analyzing all of that. And my hypothesis is that the last time I did the body scan, I was coming back from my injury, actually my first injury. If you're not new here, you're tired of me talking about that, but it is what it is. It's part of my life. It's part of the history of this vlog now. If you are new here, let's be on the same page. So last October, I injured my back. Of course, I was away from my trainings for, I believe, 3-4 weeks. Then I came back. I trained for 1 week or so, and I did a body scan. And right after, I believe the week after, I got a second injury, and that one was worse. I needed way more time to recover, and that was the first factor that made me think that it would be better, because the first time I was coming back from an injury, I was doing light exercise. So now that I'm doing heavy exercise, it should be better. But the thing is, right after I came back, I started a new regimen, a new type of workout, heavier. By that time, the advice I got was to eat between 17 and 1800 calories per day. And I was doing that, but that's the thing, that was based on the level of exercise I was doing at that time. And it's not a low amount of calories because I'm 5'1", so it's a lot of calories for me already. But then I started to work out more, and I didn't adjust my calories. So the hypothesis is that I'm not eating enough. And here's the thing, the more you work out, the more you improve your health, the more efficient is your metabolism. I wouldn't say it worked against me, because it's not that I'm unhealthy now or I'm less healthy. It's just I didn't gain the muscle mass I was looking for. I am healthier than the last time I had my body scan, but I didn't get the results I wanted because I didn't adjust my calories intake for the workout I'm doing. So that was my mistake. And here's the lesson that I want to share. I wouldn't say frustrating, but it's so silly to have that on your face, because working with clients, I always say to them, I think I say to almost every new client, I always say to them that most of people, when I start working with them, they realize that they eat less than they should. They made the same mistake because it's an easy mistake, especially for women, because we were told that we shouldn't eat that much, right? It's still a challenge for me sometimes when I have to eat more. Like, am I right? Really? Do I have to eat more? Because it's decades and decades listening to people saying that I have to eat less. So that's the lesson for today. And another thing that I was thinking is, I think I should start sharing all the meals of my day, because I usually share the main ones, so I can share with you how are they made and you can make them if you want. But I was thinking maybe it comes across as I don't eat enough, just because you see my lunch and my dinner and sometimes a few snacks here and there, but I eat a lot. So I think I'm gonna start showing everything that I eat. So one, it stays clear that I eat a lot, and second, the most important reason, it incentivizes people to eat more, especially women. And that's my strategy for this new phase. I'm gonna try to reach closer to 2000 calories per day. But here's the thing, I'm gonna eat more, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna eat everything I see in front of me. If you know me, you already know what I'm gonna do. The first step, it's not the only thing that I'm gonna do, but it's the main thing that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna eat more protein, even more protein. So my first step will be eating more protein, and the second, because this step should always come when we decide to eat more protein, I'm gonna try to incorporate even more fibers to my diet. It's super important when we eat a high amount of protein to incorporate more fibers. That's why at lunch today I added a fresh salad. I already had veggies in my meal. I always have them in my meals, but I decided that even if the meal is rich in veggies, has plenty of veggies, I still gonna eat a fresh salad aside. That's a way to improve my fibers, my fiber intake. And you saw me preparing my side salad. It's a simple one. I just tossed some arugula with cherry tomatoes. I love arugula. And here a simple thing, a simple step that you can make. To each meal, choose greens that you like. Let's say if you like spinach, always have spinach, arugula if you love arugula, or lettuce, and have something that it's easy to toss, and that's it. That's why I always have cherry tomatoes. I don't need to cut them. I just toss them. I drizzle with olive oil and balsamic vinegar because I love balsamic vinegar. And that's it. When you go to the grocery store, try to buy things that you can eat raw, that you don't have to chop, that doesn't have a lot of preparation. And that's gonna help you if you're trying to eat more vegetables. And speaking of protein, so I came to the kitchen and I'm talking about protein because I'm gonna make another protein snack. Yeah, protein snack. I usually make my protein bars here. I make them at least once a week, but today I decided to make something different because I have a lot of oats here and I want to use those oats because it brings more fibers, more calories. I need calories, and it's a complex carb that is so good for our gut. So I decided to make some protein bites with oats this time. Where is the protein powder? So I'm gonna use protein powder, of course. I'm using this one. It's vegan. It's not because I'm vegan, but it's because I like this one. I alternate between whey protein and this one, so it's not because I'm vegetarian. It's just because it's a good one. It's made of, I forgot, of beans, I believe. Green beans. Yeah, it's made with green beans. I'm gonna use this. Where is the bench? I'm gonna use peanut butter. And if you're not new here, you know what I'm gonna say about peanut butter. When buying peanut butter, pay attention on the label. You should find only peanut here because peanut butter should be made only with peanut. If you find sugar, oil, any other thing, run. It's not a good peanut butter for you. I'm gonna use honey. It's gonna glue everything together. You can use syrup if you want, or if you don't have honey and you have syrup. I mean, where are the oats? My husband said we have. I usually don't eat oats, so that's why, oh yeah, that's why I was not sure we have. But my husband said we have because he eats oats. Oh, it's closed. It's a brand new one. So I was thinking about the proportions I'm gonna test. It's the first time I'm gonna make, and that's the beauty of adventuring or exploring our kitchen, because with time we can come up with things in a more intuitive way. I know if you don't cook a lot and you are hearing me saying, oh, you should cook more, it's good, yada yada, and maybe you are kind of anxious about it and afraid. I know, because I was always afraid to make mistakes, and but after the first and the second and the third mistake, you start realizing that you don't die after them and you actually learn a lot of good lessons. So I would say, if you are not used to cooking, of course, follow recipes, but you are going to see that with time, you are going to feel more adventurous, or you are going to start to come up with your own recipes, and you are going to have a lot of fun this way. So yeah, by all means, start cooking and start exploring. I'm gonna start with the peanut butter because when I'm trying a new recipe, I like to start by the ingredient I know the most, and peanut butter is one of the things that I use the most in my cooking. Not in my cooking, but in my baking or in my treats. Peanut butter as a base, and I'm gonna start with 1 cup, so it's easier for me to think about the other things. With experience, you're going to see that what works with 1 cup of peanut butter or not. With time, you get used to these proportions. I'm gonna start to think about the main things for my recipe. I mean, the things that I have to use the most in more quantity. So I would say the oats. Actually, I'm gonna use more oats than peanut butter because oats will be the structure or will be the body of my treats, of my energy bites. I'm gonna use 1.5 cups. I used 1 cup of peanut butter and now 1.5 cups of oats. And I'm using steel cut oats, of course, organic. It's organic, right? My husband said it was organic. Why it doesn't say organic? Let me ask him. Did you know it's not organic?
No, it was supposed to be. No?
No, it's not organic. It's whole grains, but it's not organic.
Oh,
Yeah.
they lied to me.
They didn't lie. They misled you.
Yeah, that's true. Misled by them. Damn it. Okay.
Here's a good example of why we should always be paying attention when we buy things, because I know it can be overwhelming. It looks healthy, right? So we have to always pay attention because sometimes they use like beautiful letters, colors. They use like green colors or blue colors and you think that it's healthy. It's not that it's unhealthy, to be honest. It's whole grain, so it's not ultra processed. I mean, it's a good one, but we always try to get organic oats. Of course, I'm gonna use this one because I don't throw food away ever. I come from a third world country, from a poor family, so food for me is sacred. I would never ever throw food away. There is no such thing as healthy or unhealthy food. There is balanced diet. And for the protein powder, I have vanilla, but I think if it was chocolate would be better, but this one is what I have. And I'm gonna try with 1/2 cup and work from there. I want to use more because the more protein powder, the more protein I'll have in my bites, but let's see. And 1/2 cup of honey. As I said, you can use syrup if you want. I'm gonna make the balls and I'm gonna roll them on shredded coconut. It's gonna help them to stay in shape. I'm gonna make balls with this, roll on the shredded coconut, and then I'm gonna leave in the fridge for an hour or so. They can get harder, and let's see what happens. Morning when I have fresh yogurt, I store it in the fridge right away for a few hours, and usually by the end of the day I'm gonna remove them from the fridge, and then I'm gonna get a portion that I'm gonna put aside to make a new batch when I need it, and with the rest I'm gonna fill the container where I store them. I do that because I found out that if I store them in the fridge right away, they get a better consistency. And then, of course, don't forget to set aside a little of yogurt so you can start a new batch. because sometimes someone forgets. And now another task, feeding my sourdough starter. Feeding Paco, actually. You know that I have a name for it. And I changed the time. I used to feed it in the morning, but I realized that if I feed by the end of the day, it gets its peak in the morning after. That's when I plan to do most of the baking. This way I have my starter ready by the time I need it the most. So let's start to make dinner. Tonight I'm gonna make something simple as usual. I think I say that every vlog, right? But tonight is oh my god, tonight is the ultimate simple. I'm only gonna use my rice cooker for this. I'm gonna cook everything together. You can do it in a crock pot as well. Actually, my rice cooker is a crock pot, the brand I mean. So I'm gonna cook everything together. Rice, brown rice of course, because it's better than white rice. More nutrients, more fibers, more vitamins, yada yada. And with the rice I'm gonna cook shrimp. I'm gonna chop broccoli. Oh, and today we are going to use for the first time my vegetable stock. I made it yesterday. If you watched that vlog, you know. So it's frozen and it's stuck together. Actually, I'm gonna put everything together and frozen. And yeah, you're going to see. Basically, everything is going into the pot and it's gonna be cooked all together. While the rice cooks, I'm gonna check on my energy bites. What I do with each new recipe, I weigh the total so I can calculate the macros. Because as you can see, the balls there, they don't have the same size. So when I eat them, I weigh them to know how much I'm eating. Then this way, I know the macros quantity per gram. And it's easier to calculate when I have to eat them. It's, I would say, protein balls or protein bites or energy bites because it has a lot of carbs actually.
Is that coconut?
It's oatmeal, honey, whey protein, not whey protein, protein powder, but the vegan one we have, and oats. It's covered with shredded coconut. It has 30 grams, this one.
30 grams, okay.
So you can log later. Is it good?
Good.
Let me taste it.
25 grams.
It's good.
It's really good.
It's sweet.
I like it. And it's crunchy.
That's true.
I like it.
It's different from the protein bar. I think it's good to, you know, have some variety to our diet. But it has more calories because I need to eat more calories. So I intentionally put oats because oats has a lot of calories, but good calories.
Good. It's approved.
And to add even more protein to my meal, I'm gonna do the simplest thing that you can do to add protein anytime you need to add more protein. It's as simple as boiling a few eggs. I'm gonna boil 4 eggs, 2 for tonight, 1 for each. And because you know I cook double, so I have my lunch ready tomorrow. And yeah, I think this is the simplest way to add protein to your meal. Anytime you feel like I should get more protein, boil an egg. Actually, you can boil or you can make an omelette, you can bake, do whatever you want. the day with me. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing. I post vlogs like this 3 times a week. Want early ad-free access to my vlogs, plus educational videos on health and wellness, recipes, yoga classes, and more? Subscribe to my newsletter at lucianacouto.com.